What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a quick review on a new product I picked up for my boat. And what we're going to be taking a closer look at today is a new dual line flush tool for your motor when you're flushing it while starting it when you're not in the water. So without further ado, let's jump in and let's take a closer look. Okay, so this is what I'm referring to right here. This is the Shoreline Marine dual flow flush tool. And how it works is this metal rod right here in the middle has a lot of compression onto it, and then you have these little rubber earmuffs here that can rotate vertically or horizontally. And then on the outer sides, there's two water flow hoses that go to each side of the earmuff here, and then you have your water inlet here. Now, what I like about this particular unit here is when you add it to the back of your motor right here and slide it over the inlet portion here on both sides, because of the dual flow, you actually will have water flushing in on both sides, giving you adequate water to flush your system for cleaning purposes. Now, they do make single flow units like this, so water's only coming in on one side, where the other earmuff has no water to it. It's just pretty much plugging the other side. But this one here, being a dual flow unit, is going to give you maximum water flushing through your system. The first thing you want to do is just slide it over the back of your motor right here. Now, I'm gonna try to do this with one hand, but basically just sliding it over like this. Okay, come over here and look on the other side. Okay, so we have it hooked up just like this. Now, one thing right away I really don't necessarily like is how the water hoses are hanging down from this bracket right here. Now, I don't know if that's gonna cause any kind of problem, but I feel like it's gonna put added stress on these plastic valves and maybe crack them. So I might have to try some zip ties to hold that up in place to help protect these pieces right here. Another thing I'm noticing is these earmuffs are like a harder plastic. They just really don't feel like they make a good solid connection. I don't know why they're any different than some of the other products I've used from this company, but these ones here are kind of like a harder plastic and they really don't make a good grip. But let's turn the water on and see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna turn the water on. Keep an eye over there. All right, that's not good. So as you can see right there, they literally just fell right off. So that's not good. My first impressions of this particular dual flush unit here, I'm really not impressed by them. I think because of the length of the metal bracket right here, it's not allowing for as much of a tight grip when gripping on. These earmuffs here are sort of like a plastic material. They're not very flexible, thick rubber. They're just kind of like a plastic. I mean, if you listen to them, they're not really that great. And I don't like that the water hoses are disconnected from the actual metal bracket. So I don't think this particular unit's going to work for me because it doesn't stay clamped to the back of my motor. So that's not good. So this particular unit here is fantastic. It really does work great. The earmuffs are very thick, flexible rubber. It only has a single hose inlet right here, so it just flushes water into the back of your motor. The other side here just pretty much plugs the other side of your motor. It has a nice short but very sturdy metal flexible bracket that allows it to clamp on nice and tight. And once you clamp this on, you hook up your hose, you start flushing water through your motor, then you could go ahead and start it without worrying about burning up your motor or anything like that. So anytime you actually want to flush your motor to get some of the dirty lake water out of it, you're going to want one of these. Anytime you're just testing your motor and just starting it just for general maintenance, you're going to want to use one of these if your motor's not in the lake. Or maybe you're just testing out your electrical system and you want to turn your motor on maybe in your yard like I have right now because you want to test out the charging system on how it's charging your battery. You're going to need one of these. So again, this product here is great. It's very simple to mount. All you're going to do, it might be hard to do with one hand, but you're just going to slide it over. Okay, so there you go. So all you're doing is clamping it over top of those ports, which you'll see it's plugged on both sides like that. Then you're gonna go ahead and hook up your hose just like that. So again, very simple, nice and tight. Now let's go turn on the water. Okay, keep an eye over there. Okay, so now that we got water flowing through the motor, let's go ahead and turn it on real quick. You want water flowing through your engine. Now, as you can see here, I got water flowing through down there, coming up through here, squirting out. We're getting good water flow. We're flushing our motor and we're keeping it nice and cool while it's running. So my overall impression of the Shoreline Marine Single Flush Tool, I'm going to go ahead and give it a thumbs up and give it a go. Okay, so real quick, so we had our first fail on this particular product here. Now again, I was really excited by this product because I really like the idea of the dual flow, but a couple of the issues I had, because the water valves here at the end are not connected to the actual inner metal rods here, everything kept kind of sliding out of place when I had it hooked up to the motor. So as you can see here, I tried using some zip ties to kind of hold it all together. That didn't work. These earmuffs here are kind of like a harder plastic, not a flexible rubber. So what was happening is when I would put this on the back of my motor and turn the water on, they would just slide right off, which defeats the whole purpose of using this. Now, I'm not saying anything negative about the company because I have one of their other flush tools, which looks like this, and this works fantastic. This is their lower cost unit. It's only a single flush that goes right there. There's no water lines to worry about. It just flushes into one side over here, and this side here on the left is just a rubber cup which basically just plugs the other side of your motor. Now, this particular earmuff material is a very thick, heavy duty, flexible rubber. It really does a good job at sticking to the motor and creating a really good seal. And the metal bar here is very, very tight, probably because it's much shorter. If you look, there's a big difference in terms of the length of the overall unit. And I think because it's shorter, it's a little bit stronger. This longer one right here creates a little bit of a looser grip at your motor, and I just really didn't have any luck. This would not stay on my motor when I was flushing it. It just did not work. So this is what I'm going to be using here. This is the Shoreline Marine Single Flush unit, and this is the one I'm just going to stick with. This is the one I've had. It works great, but I overall like this design. It just doesn't work for me. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Shoreline Marine Single Flush because it works great. It's very simple and easy to use, and I don't have any issues with it. So there you go. So my overall impressions of the Shoreline Marine Dual Flush tool, I really didn't like it. It didn't work for me. It kept falling off the motor. It wasn't gripping really good. Thus, it's just not going to work for me. So I'm going to stick with the Shoreline Marine Single Flush unit because it's been working fantastic for me and I have no issues. So if you're in the market for a new motor flush tool, I definitely would recommend the Shoreline Marine Single Flush unit because I find it works way better for me. So that's going to be it for today's video. I hope this video helps some of you out. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button and like this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comment section and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. And also do me a favor, subscribe to the channel because it definitely helps me out and I greatly appreciate it. So that's it. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you. I truly appreciate you all. And as always, see you in the next video.